Good evening, this is Ryan with TrendLizard.com. I'm going to take a look at a few tickers for you this evening. We're going to start with ARKK, which is the ARK Innovation ETF. Super interesting. I can see why you emailed this one to me. There's a lot of Elliott Wave going on here, and we want to take a look at all of it. So we're going to start with its inception back in late 2014. It underwent a pullback over the first year plus, and once it put a low in early 2016, it has really shot higher and moved higher ever since then in more or less an unadulterated fashion. So this is when the overall market recorded a low as well. So it has, for the most part, been on track with that. It has definitely outperformed the overall market, and it's been very strong. It's even outperformed it in the 2018 calendar year and has looked good to this point. So very clear, the advance off the 2016 low is definitely a trendy five-wave move. I do not believe it's over. I believe there are still higher prices coming. There's a lot of things that point to that direction. But more specifically, I just think that it's clear that this is not yet a five-wave move. So I think you'd get at least one more large up leg before there's an opportunity for this leg to complete and for a larger pullback to emerge. So I think in that respect you can remain bullish, but let's drill in and get some more detailed information. So we're just going to take a look more at what's gone on basically in 2018. This is a look here. There was a larger pullback earlier in the year. This kind of synced up with what was going on in the overall market. There's a lot of labels going on here, but I think what's important is more or less what's going on this side of the chart. First, it was a counter trend three-wave pullback. Then you had a five-wave advance to a new high, and since then there's been another pullback. So that's kind of what's happened lately. The most interesting part of this entire chart to me is this pullback right here, and the reason it's very interesting is because it's a counter trend move. So that's super important. It tells us that the trend is still up, that higher prices are going to come. What I think's going on here is I think this larger fourth wave pullback has begun, basically offsetting this first and second wave pullback here. I think you're in a larger fourth wave pullback, as you can see here. And as we continue to drill in, it looks like a very reasonable possibility that this fourth wave pullback has already ended and that the uptrend has already resumed. And we'll take a look at that in a minute. I think the thing that you want to take away from this chart is that it's going to be more immediately bullish as long as it stays above 41.25. So if it moves below 41.25, doesn't really change anything too much. It would just more or less confirm that this is in fact a larger fourth wave pullback. I'm not positive that you're ever going to get a move below that level, just because that would require a larger pullback. And again, nothing has really been large to the downside since 2016, so I just don't know that you're going to get it. But that is an important level to keep in mind, the 41.25 level. So we'll see how price reacts to that. So let's zoom in again, and I think this is where the real value of our analysis will come in. So if we take a look at the pullback that's gone on since June's high, it's a very clear counter trend pullback. It's a three-wave move, just the definition of a counter trend move, and it looks like a low could be in because the advance that's emerged off of the late July low looks like a trendy five-wave move. So it looks like the counter trend pullback might have ended. The uptrend's going to resume from here. At least the setup is there to do so. So here's basically what's going on. As long as ARKK can stay above 44.75 from here, the potential will exist that this is the low to the pullback off of June's high, and that ARKK is going to go sky high directly from here. If at any point ARKK goes below that level, it scraps the whole thing. It means that this pullback is not yet over. You'd have to expect a move below this low, and again, it opens the door to some type of larger pullback. So if it goes below that level, if you're trading on a shorter time frame, I think you need to be careful. You might even want to be out of it until there's the next opportunity for ARKK to turn up and go higher from there. So I think that's the most important level. As long as it stays above 44.75, the opportunity will exist for it to go directly higher and resume its long-term uptrend. If you don't own this guy yet, I think you could buy it as it moves back towards this high in August. 46.75, maybe somewhere around there, 47, you can buy it. You can have a stop level at 44.75. You can trail it basically as it continues up from there. But if you don't own it yet, that's what I would do. I would buy it in that area. If you do own it, again, I would use the 44.75 as a short-term stop level. If you're on any larger time frame, you would want to use 41.25 just because a move below there does open up the door for a larger pullback. So Just kind of a recap, it does look very bullish. I don't think this 5-wave advance is over. I think it's in a 4th wave. I think that 4th wave might have completed and that the next large up leg is going to kick off here or at least soon. And again, the key level to watch is 44.75. As long as it's trading above that level, the sky's going to be the limit. If it trades below that level, it just means the 2018 pullback here off June's high is not yet over. So I hope that's helpful. I got a couple more tickers to look at you. I'll get to those in a moment. Thanks.